Ma'am, can you see my presentation here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Very good morning to dear students. Very good morning to madam also. I welcome you all to online education. As the revision session is going on, today we are going to revise the lesson parallel lines, okay, from your geometry. Myself Anjum Sheikh from Goshala Road Municipal Secondary English School. Now let's begin for today's topic. Here you can see different pictures where those are the examples of parallel lines. Okay, in day-to-day life, you can see those. Here are the railway tracks. Here you can see the railway tracks and those are parallel. Okay, in another pic, the stumps are kept parallel in position to each other. Here you can easily see it. Those are parallel in position to each other. Okay, also in this pic, the electricity wires, those are always parallel to each other. Okay, and on the ground, the athletic track where the strips are made, those are also parallel to each other. Okay, now what is mean by parallel? One more example you can see here. On the road, the zebra crossing, the strips are made, those are also parallel to each other, right? So, by all those examples, we can define the parallel lines. That means the lines which do not intersect each other. See the lines. Okay, if those two strips we can see, then if those will get extend on both the sides, they will never intersect to each other. Okay, so those are called as parallel lines, and the parallel lines lie in same plane. Okay, that means on a single sheet. Yeah, you can also say it in geometrical term coplanar. So the definition of parallel line is the lines which are coplanar and do not intersect each other are called as parallel lines. Right? Now the next point is if we draw a horizontal line across the given parallel lines. Suppose these two are parallel lines. This one and the another one is okay that. And if I have drawn a vertical line that get intersect these two parallel lines, then what happened here? These are two parallel lines and one line is intersecting line. This intersecting line is called as transversal. Yes. So because of that transversal, 8 different type of angles are formed here. Those are the angles 1, 2, 3 and 4 and another 4 are here. Those are for this parallel line. See, for this parallel line, those are the 4 angles. So, total 8 angles are formed due to 2 parallel lines and with their transversal. Now, which are those 8 angles? Now, see, in this slide, you can see the different angles mentioned here. Okay. So, if those are two parallel lines with their transversal here, So the first pair of angle that is mentioned here, that is alternate exterior angles. Okay, now here you can see those are highlighted by the color. Those are alternate exterior angles. Okay, now what are the alternate angles? The angles lie on opposite side of the transversal. Opposite side means one will be on left of the transversal and another will be on the right of the transversal. Here you can see it easily that this angle is at left of the transversal and this one is at right on the transversal. And those are on exterior side of parallel lines. So those are alternate exterior angles. Now, alternate interior angles. Now, just a simple change here that interior means the angles lie within two parallel lines. So, within two parallel lines means see here. Okay. Now, see here. You can see here mentioned in orange color. Those both the angles are lie within the parallel lines. Okay, and those are on either side of the transversal, one on left side and another is on right side. So those are the types of alternate angles: alternate exterior angle and alternate interior angle, right? Now the another pair is vertical angles. Those are also called as opposite angles or vertically opposite angles. So here you can see vertical angles. Okay. Now two angles whose sides form opposite rays. Now here you can see this one angle. Okay. The rays are on this side, and regarding the second angle, the rays here, the another one, the rays are on its opposite side. So those are called as vertically opposite angle. The simple concept is that when the lines, two lines get intersect to each other, the angle formed, those are here. See, those are two intersecting lines. So the angles formed, this angle and this angle, that is one of the pair of opposite angle. And another one you can also mention here, that this angle and this angle, that is also a pair of vertically opposite angle, right? Now the another type of angle that formed here, that corresponding angles. Now which are the corresponding angles? Okay, two angles that lie on the same side of the transversal in corresponding position. Okay, now what is mean by the corresponding position? Now see here, this angle is above the parallel line of, this angle is above the first parallel line, and this one is in the same position of second parallel line, that is also above the parallel line, and those are on same side of transversal. This one is also on right of the transversal and this is also on right on the transversal. So those angles are called as corresponding angles, lie on same side of the transversal. Okay, another pair you can mention here. Here the angle and its corresponding pair will be here. Okay, if we have taken the downside of the parallel line, the one of the angle that will be here and its corresponding pair will be here one. Okay, on left of the transversal this angle and this angle, that is the one of the pair of corresponding angle. Yes. Now see, next type of angle is interior angles. Now interior means inside of two parallel lines. Within two parallel lines. In means simple word. In means within two parallel lines. Here you can see the two angles, those lie within two given parallel lines. So those are called as interior angles. And those are also on same side of transversal. And here will be another pair of interior angle. This angle and this angle. Those two are also a pair of interior angles. Okay. And the property of interior angle that those are supplementary to each other. Means those together measure 180 degree. And one of another pair that you can see here, that linear pair of angles. Okay, that means one parallel line and its intersecting line, that is transversal. The side by side angles. Okay, the neighboring angles, you can see those are the neighboring angles. Those are called as linear pair of angles, and those are also supplementary. That means those together measure 180 degree. Their sum is always 180 degree. So those are the different type of angles formed because of two parallel lines and their transversal. Okay, corresponding angle, alternate angle, interior angle. Okay, those are the angles. Now see the properties of parallel lines and regarding their angles. Okay. Here the vertical angles, that means vertically opposite angles or opposite angles also, those are congruent to each other. Okay. Vertical angles are congruent to each other. Now see in the diagram which are the vertical angles. Angle 1 and angle 4. This pair is vertically opposite angle. Okay. So those are congruent to each other means if angle 1 that will give an 80 degree, its pair of angle that will be also 80 degree. So the vertically opposite angles are congruent. Now the second property, that is corresponding angles, and those are also congruent to each other. Now here in the diagram, which is the pair, one of the pair I have taken here, suppose angle 2 and angle 6. Okay, that is one of the pair of corresponding angles, and those are also congruent to each other. That means same concept. If angle 2 is given 80 degree, is corresponding pair of angle, that angle 6, that will be also 80 degree. That is mean by corresponding angles are congruent. Now see for alternate interior angles and alternate exterior angles. Those are also congruent to each other. Now which are the alternate angles here in the diagram? Now alternate exterior angle. Alternate angle means one angle is this one and another is this one. So those are also congruent to each other with same measurement. If one is given, the another will be of same measurement of first one. Okay, that is alternate exterior angle. And the another pair, that is alternate interior angle, that means angle 3, and its pair, that is angle 6. Okay, a simple symbol you can see here, Z. In this symbol, the angle formed, those are alternate angle. See, a symbol Z. So the angles formed here, those are alternate angle. In this manner also, okay, the angle formed, those are alternate angles. Yes, students? So alternate angles are also congruent to each other. So vertical angles, those are also congruent. Corresponding angles, those are also congruent. And alternate angles, those are also congruent. Okay, so that is easy to remind. Three of the angles, those are congruent to each other. Okay, and the last pair remains here, that is interior angles. Okay, interior angles means here a pair you can see angle 4 and angle 6. This is one of the pair of interior angle, and another one is angle 3 and angle 5. Right? So interior angles are supplementary. That means they together measure 180 degree. Their sum together it comes 180 degree. So interior angles are supplementary. One of the type of another angle is linear pair of angle. And it also have the same property that angles in linear pair, those also measure together 180 degree. Okay, now where is the pair of linear angle? Here you can see angles in linear pair, those are angle 5 and 6, neighboring angle. Another pair is angle 3 and 4. Here angle 7 and 8, angle 1 and 2. Those are pair of linear angles. By this way you can also take it linear pair of angle, that angle 1 and angle 3, those are also pair of linear angles. Just that should be neighboring. Okay, those are always linear. Those are all the properties that will be helpful to solve the example in this year also in your 9th standard, and that will be also very useful in your SSC board when you will be in 10th standard. So keep in mind the properties of all different type of angles formed due to two parallel lines and their transversal. That basic will need everywhere at time of solving the examples in geometry. Now the theorem. Here the first theorem of this lesson we will see here, that interior angle theorem. Right, here also two parallel lines are given, line M and line L, and line N is their transversal. Okay, now see the statement for this theorem. If two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, the interior angles on either side of the transversal are supplementary. Okay, either side means on same side. Both the angles will be on right of the transversal, or that will be on the left of the transversal, and those are supplementary. That means it measure together 180 degree. So write given using that diagram. So in the diagram, you can see line M parallel line L. So line L is parallel to line M, and line N is their transversal. Here line N is their transversal. Now, which are the pair of interior angles here? Okay, so angle A and angle B. That is one of the pair of interior angles. And another pair is angle C and angle D. Right? Are interior angles formed on one side. Okay, and the another pair is on other side of the transversal. Now we have to prove those are supplementary, means together measure 180 degree. So let's write the proof. I have written here that angle A plus angle B equal to 180 degree, and another pair angle C plus angle D, that is equal to 180 degree also. See here, the first pair is angle A and angle B, and second one is angle C and angle D. Okay. Now to prove that one, we have to assume the three possibilities. So one of the possibility is mentioned here. So the first possibility, that is angle A plus angle B, that will be 180. Sorry, that will be less than 180 degree. The second possibility, the pair of interior angle, that will be greater than 180 degree. And the last possibility, that they together measure 180 degree, equal to 180 degree. Okay, we have to assume three of the possibilities and take it one by one. Try to prove it. So the first possibility here I have taken that angle A plus angle B is less than 180 degree, and if I assume that is true, okay. Now when the interior angles, those will be less than 180 degree, the line will not be parallel. Okay, because we know the property that interior angles together measure 180 degree. So if we have taken it as less than 180 degree, the line will not be parallel. Okay, and in given, what is given here? Line L is parallel to line M, that is mismatch. Okay, the point is crossed with each other, so it is not possible. This first assumption, that is not true. Okay, and that is not possible. So angle A plus angle B is less than 180 degree, that is never possible, because those are two parallel lines, right? Now see the second property. What we have assumed here, that A plus B, here angle A plus angle B is greater than 180 degree. Okay, now see the diagram. Here I mention another one. Angle A plus angle B is greater than 180 degree. Now see angle A plus angle D. Angle A plus angle D. This is the pair of linear angle. Okay, and we know the property, the angles in linear pair, those also measure together 180 degree. So here they together measure 180 degree. Okay, now another pair, that is angle B and angle C, that is also another pair of linear angle. So here angle B plus angle C equal to 180 degree, as it is also pair of linear angle. Mention those equations as 2 and 3, and the first one is for the first possibility. Okay, equation 1 is for first possibility. Now here add equation 2 and 3. After addition, you can see here, after the addition, see the LHS get added and RHS get added here. Now do the addition. Here that is 360 degree. And arrange the angles in right order and make them in group. That A plus B, write it together, and angle C plus D. Okay, make another group of 2 angles. Now what we assume, that angle A plus angle B is greater than 180 degree. So if I put its value greater than 180, that means suppose that will be 190 degree. Okay. Now in the next step, what I have done here, that this A plus B, this pair gets subtracted with 360 degree. Now put the value of angle A plus angle B together. We consider it as greater than 180 degree, that means 190 degree. So 360 minus 190, okay, what value? It will come 170 degree, right? So it will come 170 degree. So angle C plus angle D, that will be less than 170, means less than 180 degree. Now as we know that in parallel lines, interior angles are supplementary. That will not be less than 180, and that will not be greater than 180. So that is also not possibility. This possibility also, that is not true. Okay. So the line L is not parallel to line M if that will be less than 180 degree. Okay. So the first possibility, it's also wrong. Second possibility, it's also wrong. That means if any value that will not be greater than, that will not be less than, then what it will be? It will be always equal. Okay. So it will be always equal. That means angle A plus angle B, that will be equal 180. As that is not greater than 180, that is not less than 180, that means it will be equal to 180. So it is true. So the last possibility, what we assume, that is true. Okay. And when we assume the possibilities in any type of theorem, wait for a while. When we assume the possibility in any type of theorem and try to prove it, the type of theorem is called as indirect proof. Yes, understood? You have to take 3 possibilities and try to prove it. So in this type of theorem, that is indirect proof of theorem. Okay, now the another theorem is corresponding angle theorem. Now see the statement. The corresponding angles formed by a transversal of 2 parallel lines are of equal measure. Are of equal measure means we just have seen that corresponding angles are congruent to each other. That means of equal measure. Now let's prove this. The property we have to prove here. Right? Now, as per the diagram given, here the given will be line L parallel line M and line N is their transversal. Here you can see line M is parallel to line L and line N is their transversal. Now we have to prove the corresponding angles. Okay. Now here different angles are mentioned. Angle A, angle C and angle B. Out of that, angle A and angle B, it is a pair of corresponding angle. Yes, angle A and angle B. So right here, angle A and angle B, and what we have to show it that those are of equal measure, so equal sign in between. So we have to prove angle A equal to angle B. Now let's write the proof. Okay, only in 4 steps this theorem that is very easy to prove. Here I have written angle A plus angle C equal to 180 degree. Now see, angle A and angle C, as those are angles in linear pair. Okay, so those are supplementary to each other. That means it measure together 180 degree. Write reason in the bracket that angles in linear pair and mark the equation as 1. Now see the next step, that angle B plus angle C equal to also 180 degree. Yes, because angle B and angle C, just before we have completed the theorem that interior angles are supplementary to each other. Those measure 180 degree together. So here the pair of interior angle, that is angle B and angle C, it also measure together 180 degree. And the reason will be interior angle theorem, and mark it as equation 2. Okay, now see both the equation carefully. Here the right of the equation, the right side of the equation, that is equal in both the equations. So as the RHS is equal, the LHS will be also equal to each other. So the LHS of first equation, that is angle A plus angle C, here equal to the LHS of second equation, that is angle B plus angle C. Right? The reason is from equation 1 and 2. Why we have written that step? Because we observe both the equations. So from equation 1 and 2. Now eliminate equal terms. Okay. When on either side of the equal sign, the terms are similar, those always get eliminated. So which is the equal term, same term? That angle C and here angle C, those get eliminated. And what remains? Angle A equal to angle B. So this one, angle A equal to angle B, and that we have to prove. Angle A equal to angle B. It get proved here. So the corresponding angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measure, and we have proved it. Okay, very simple theorem. Generally, the first theorem, as it is an indirect type of proof. Okay, that will not ask in exam. Okay, so the concentrate on this theorem and the further theorems. Those are direct theorems. Okay, so understood this corresponding angle theorem. Now see another theorem that is also similar to first one. The another one is alternate angle theorem. That is also similar with this theorem, corresponding angle theorem. The only difference in these two theorems is, see here, in the statement, the corresponding word is mentioned for corresponding angle theorem. And in alternate angle theorem, the alternate angle, that word is the difference only. See here, I will read. The corresponding angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measure. The alternate angles, only the word alternate. The other statement, the rest of the statement is same. That alternate angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measure. Given is same. See, line L parallel line M and N is their transversal. Line L parallel line M and N is their transversal. Given is same for both the theorems. Now to prove angle A equal to angle B, here also see angle A equal to angle B. Okay, and the steps to prove it, those are also same. See, angle A plus C equal to 180, angles in linear pair. A plus C equal to 180, angles in linear pair. Okay, the second step is B plus C 180, interior angle, and B plus C 180, interior angle. Okay, now here also, after eliminating, okay, now, okay, just see here, the RHS of both the equation is same. So LHS, we have written it same also, equal also. Now A plus C equal to B plus C. In this theorem, same also, A plus C equal to B plus C. I am explaining in short, so we understood it. And after elimination, what we got, that angle A equal to angle B and angle A equal to angle B. So the change is only the word here, alternate, and regarding this angle, corresponding. And one major change, okay, what is the one major change? In the diagram, line M, line L, and N is transversal. Line M, line L, and N is their transversal. That is the similar. Okay, and the only change in the diagram, the three of the angles are mentioned in this sequence, one below another, that A, angle C, and angle B. Those are written like this. Yes, and in this theorem, the angle A is mentioned here as a neighboring angle to angle C. Just that is a major change in the diagram. If you will draw wrong diagram, all the writing will be wrong. So if the theorem, this theorem will ask in exam, you have to draw a diagram like this and mention the angle like this. And in the first theorem, the angle should mention in this order. That is the change, major change. So if you will prepare for any one theorem, that will be very easy to you to write another theorem. Understood the difference, students? That will help to reduce your work to learn the theorems, right? Now the last theorem of this class, that is use of properties of parallel lines. Just a second. You can see this theorem also. All the theorems are given in a textbook. This is the last theorem of today's class. Now see the statement. The sum of measure of all angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Okay, so all angles of a triangle means, see here a triangle mentioned, triangle ABC, and all the angles of the triangle, that means angle A, angle A, angle B, and angle C. Those together measure 180 degree. We have to prove it. So write given for the theorem that angle ABC is any triangle. And what we have to prove, that angle ABC, that means angle B, plus angle ACB, that means angle C, and plus angle BAC, that means angle A. Okay, so three of the angles of a triangle, it measure together 180 degree. We have to prove it. Now to prove it, let's do a little construction, that I have drawn a line PQ that is parallel to the base of triangle, that is side BC. Okay, draw a line parallel to one of its side. So I have drawn here line PQ is parallel to segment BC, and that line should be cross through vertex A. Okay, the condition is that should be cross to vertex A. So see the construction. Draw a line parallel to segment BC passing through A. On the line, take points P and Q such that point P, point A, and point Q, those are linear points. That means those lie on single line. Yes, understood? That means P dash, A dash, Q, that means the points are linear, lie on a same line. It means that. Okay, now let's write the proof here. See what I have done here. Line PQ parallel line BC. We know it. Line PQ parallel line BC, as that is our construction. And to those parallel lines, AB is a transversal. We took AB as a transversal. Now see here, PQ parallel to BC, and in first condition, AB is the transversal. Now see here, again Z symbol form. So the pair of alternate angle, which is the pair of alternate angle here, you can see that angle A, this angle A, and this angle B. The three label name of this angle is angle ABC. That means angle B here. Okay, this one, angle B, and angle PAB. PAB means A angle, PAB. Those are the alternate angles, and we know the property, the alternate angles are of equal measure. Those are congruent to each other. Okay, that is equation 1, right? Now in second case, the same concept keep in mind, just transversal will get changed. Now this line, that is line PQ, is parallel to line BC, and here the transversal is changed, that AC will be transversal. See here, PQ parallel BC same, and AC is the transversal. Okay, now again Z symbol form and one of another pair of alternate angle. Okay, here you can see that is angle C. This is angle C and angle A. So three label name, that is angle ACB. Okay, angle ACB and angle QAC. QAC is where? Here is QAC. That is angle A. Okay, and the pair is alternate angles. So write the reason, those are alternate angles. Okay, and mention it as equation 1. Yes, sorry, equation 2. Now add equation 1 and 2. Add both the equations. So LHS of both the equation get added together and equal to the RHS of both the equation will get added together. Now see the last step of this slide, the last line. See angle ABC of first equation, the LHS of first equation plus LHS of second equation, that is angle ACB, equal to the RHS of both the equation, that is angle PAB plus angle QAC. That is equation 3. Mention it as equation 3. Okay, now that is the step. Angle A plus C, just we have written in before slide that angle A plus C plus angle ABC plus angle ACB equal to angle PAB plus angle QAC. That was the step here, the last step of this equation. I have take it further in next slide. Okay, the same. And what I have done here, I added angle BAC in both the side, angle BAC. Now, what was our diagram? The diagram was like that. This is the line PQ. Okay, and it passed through. Okay, it passed through vertex A. Here is P, here is Q. Okay, now angle here, see the right of the equation, angle PAB. Where is angle PAB? See, angle PA and B was here. The vertex B of triangle was here and C was here. So angle PAB, this, that means this angle, plus angle QAC. Where is QAC? QAC, this angle. Okay, and in it I added angle BAC. Which is BAC? Angle BAC is here. Angle BAC, that means this angle. Okay, so all these three angles, those are angles in linear pair. Those all are neighboring angles. And we know the property, angles in linear pair, those are supplementary to each other. So their value, that will be 180 degree. Okay, their value will be 180 degree. So let's put up the value of these three of the angles. That is 180 degree. Okay, and complete the step. That LHS of the equation is that one. Take it down. That angle ABC plus angle ACB plus angle BAC, it together measure 180 degree. Okay, and hence we proved that three of the angles of given triangle, that means angle B, angle C, in short, angle A, those are the three of the angles of given triangle, and those measure together 180 degree. That was our theorem. Okay, see the previous slide. The sum of measure of all angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Yes, dear students, did you understood? So today we learned four theorems. This one, alternate angle theorem, corresponding angle theorem, and before to it was interior angle theorem, right? So basically you have to remind the properties for each pair of angles regarding two parallel lines and their transversal. So we will stop here. If you have any doubt regarding the theorems or the properties of angles, you can ask me.